So, got a squirrel in my hand. The idea of today's program comes from lots of questions this week as to where are my squirrels? Where are my squirrels? I haven't seen them. I want to feed them. I want to keep them happy. Well, I know a lot of you fight the squirrel battle and you don't want the squirrels at your feeders, but you're used to seeing them at least out under your feeders cleaning up. Remember our rule I've talked about before, how animals adapt to winter, how they survive cold winters, and the acronym we use for it in the Nature Center world is MASH, which is migrate, which squirrels don't migrate, but a lot of birds do. Adapt, store food, or hibernate. Adapting means a lot of times putting on a lot of extra weight, a lot of fat layers, or actually more fur, and like your dog does, or even in birds like swans have a lot more feathers in winter and things like that. Store food. There's where we are with squirrels. You know, when the acorns are falling in the fall, and the walnuts and hickory nuts, all those are going. Squirrels are super busy storing up those nuts in their dens, whether it be a cavity in a tree or a leaf nest. But the reason they do that is for days like this, or stretches of weather like this. They don't like to be out on days when it's super cold. The video that we have playing in the store a lot of the times, there people go, well, those are peanuts laying right across the deck railing. Why are the squirrels up there eating those peanuts? Because that video was shot on a day it was 0 degrees, like today. And so the squirrels were in their dens and not up on the deck eating those free peanuts, which they could have. So if you're not seeing your squirrels, it's probably a really good sign that they had a real good winter store available to them, and they're just curled up in their dens trying to stay warm. They use that big old tail of theirs. They wrap it around their bodies like a blanket, put it over their nose, keep their nose from getting frostbite, and wrap it around their bodies. And so that's where most of your squirrels are now. I saw a squirrel a couple of days ago, just briefly in my yard, and I think sometimes they come out and test it, and if they can get some free food, or if they didn't have a good winter store, if the acorns in your area didn't do as well as maybe they did in mine, then maybe their stores are not as heavy, and so they have to risk coming out on very, very cold days to find food. So they're not hibernators. They, like I said, they're store food. They do this every winter. Not like groundhogs and some of the skunks and some of the other true hibernators. These are not. Squirrels are not. And we do have the two species that here predominantly. The little gray squirrels, which are so aggressive, and the big red squirrels, or fox squirrels as they're called, in the area too. So hope you are having a good, safe, warm stretch here and enjoying your bird feeders, because the one way that really, truly brighten up these dark, dreary, cold days is with birds coming to your bird feeders. Keep that water unfrozen. That is the most important thing. Keep the bird feeder stocked as well as you possibly can. Next week we'll have a lot more send in ideas for these more programs. Like I said, we always want to talk about what you want us to talk about. Give us a like, give us a share, and until then, come on, let's talk birds.